The entirety or the sum of your word is truth, and all your righteous right rulings are forever. The sum of your word is truth. So when he says the sum, you could be saying, well, all of it, or you could be saying it all adds up to truth. It all pieces together and forms the ultimate picture of truth. So when Yeshua says, I came to fulfill, or to show you what the sum of the law is, the sum of the word is Yeshua. If you are keeping the word, the end result should be you becoming like Yeshua. That's the goal. All of this stuff, Sabbath keeping, feast keeping, kosher eating, are not connected to anything that has a way to pass away. The parameters still exist. They're covenantal between him and his people. He exists, his people exist. The place that we covenanted, this planet still exists. And you're still dwelling on it. So those parameters are still there. So when you ask somebody a question about, they say, well, that was done away with. Well, no, it says his righteous right rulings are forever. He doesn't change his mind or do away with anything. See, it's one thing to stand in awe in the days of, say, King David, and the things that Yahweh said would happen start happening in his day. And some of the things that we see happening as you go forward, even like Daniel knew the prophecy and when they were going to be given deliverance out of the prophecy from being in Babylonian captivity. So he stood in awe of those things. But we have things today to stand in awe of. Not events, because we're still waiting for, the only events yet to play out are still Revelation type events. So we're waiting on those. And when they happen, we'll stand in awe. But we have all of these things in the Brit Chadashah that we can see. But we're told that we're to hate falsehood and loathe it. Well, how much falsehood are you supposed to hate? Well, it's just a little bit. Maybe we don't need to hate that piece. It's just a little piece. How big does it have to be for you to hate it and loathe it? How much mix? Okay, if I give you a glass of water, how much poison do I have to put into it till eventually it kills you? Does it have to be a whole lot? With some poisons, just a drop. This is the group therapy part of the teaching. Are you all ready? Okay, but actually it's not participation. I'm just going to speak to you, okay? You are, okay? This is not a guess. This is not a speculation. You are somewhat to be looked at as you are the total of the influences of your experience. And that includes all inputs, which is most important is the people you spend time with. The more time you spend with people who are behaving in a certain way, the more likely you will start behaving in that way. That's the strongest level of influence. But are you willing to be humble enough to go up? Well, I feel comfortable here. Exactly. Get out of your comfort zone. What does comfort have to do with it? Was it comfortable to step out of the church you used to go to? Was it comfortable to stop Christmas and Easter? Was it comfortable to start eating differently? None of that stuff was comfortable. He didn't call you to be comfortable. He called you to be him. You know, when you do things right and you're in the right place, you never feel bad about it. There's no bad aftertaste. There's no recriminations. There's no negative, side effects. Okay, you don't get that from just eating like fruits and vegetables and healthy things. Okay? Well, guess what? The unadulterated word has no negative side effects either. But he says in all kinds of verses, make me understand, make me understand. Verse 144, make me understand that I might live. But notice, he understands. It's not really said explicitly here, but he understands that making to understand is not a fiat waving of a hand. Okay? He's going to learn it through life, through his experiences, through the witnesses, etc., through an anointed, appointed, like Nathan, who would have come to him and told him, this is what you need to understand. This is what Paul's talking about in Ephesians 4 when he talks about the fivefold ministry. He says, you need these people to help you come into the completeness and fullness and the perfection that is Messiah. He's given you so much, appreciate that. You can still ask for more, but praise him for what he's given you. You could still be back in the system that was false, that you were sitting around thinking you had the truth and you didn't. You could still be there, but you're not. You could be still keeping wrong days, keep eating wrong foods, doing all these other things, but you're not. Well, you shouldn't be, but you know. He's opened your eyes and your ears and your heart, something that your friends and your family members have not had happen. And that's, by the way, something that has me stand in awe. Even David still feels like a lost sheep. Okay? Not a lost sheep like Christianity would tell you, lost as in you're like lost and you're a sinner, but lost meaning I'm wandering off. What has a lost sheep essentially done? He's wandered away from the shepherd. So what happens when a sheep is actually lost? He's not safe. He says, I've strayed like a lost sheep. I'm wandering around, confused. I don't know what to do. I need guidance and leadership. Somehow I fall in sometimes out of the vertical alignment. Easier for David probably than any of us because he was king.